Hey everybody. Sometimes you can't have anything nice. The work that we went through this summer to build this whole enclosure for the veggies, and thank God we've already had a couple good harvests of these beans. You got to see this to believe it. We come back this week planning on doing one more harvest because there was still a lot of purple beans, so they're purple ones and yellow ones, because one of the beds in the spring the bugs ate it, so we replanted it. So one of them she hadn't even really picked anything out of. So we were all planning on coming back here this week and pick the beans. We picked the potatoes last week because they were pretty well done and left a few on top of the soil that were green. Unbelievable. You gotta see this to believe it. Check this out. How's our beans looking? Flat. Trampled. And this is the bed here that was going to produce a bunch for us this week. There's not even anything left for seed for next year. So I start looking around, and where is it here? For poop. To see what did it. And there's little pellets. There's little poop pellets. I saw some here a minute ago. Anyways, at first I thought a raccoon. And then I realized it's a freaking porcupine. They're small pellets. They look like deer poop.
But they're a little longer.
And they're a bit longer. I'm trying to find some here. There's one right there. There's a big one right there. You can see it. See that size of that? That's a great big one. Yeah, that's a big piece of it there. That is porcupine, because raccoon, when they crap, it looks like a cat almost. It's a long stool. So anyways, upon further inspection, I look around the outside of the enclosure here, and I figured, geez, where'd he climb in over? He didn't climb in over, he went right through the friggin' bottom of it. Right here, there's a hole torn right through. Put my hand right in. Over here in the corner, there's a second hole.
Oh no!
Right here's the third hole. Isn't that awesome? So anyways, 3 entry points into this thing. I thought, you know, oh, we'll just cover over the top when I first saw that it was decimated in here. But, well, how can you? Obviously, plastic netting, it's deer fencing. It is not porcupine fencing. He's been after the freaking raspberries. Hits him every time I get him looking good, he hits them. So, but everything here is pretty well done now for the year. The it's one little, that's a little leaf of the rhubarb left, is all that is. But anyways, can't have anything nice, guys. You just can't. We never get any corn at all out of here. Try that one ear. Well, no, let it keep going. It's still growing actually on there, I guess. Unbelievable. Isn't this crazy? Who would ever think a porcupine would eat your beans? They decimated these things. Absolutely flattened them.
They ate the leaves and everything.
Ate the leaves, ate everything. Yeah, there's big.
And I think our porcupine's a lady. I think she had babies. And a lot of little kids. Yeah, we have 1 year.
1 ear of corn.
1 year.
Yeah, you can see. See, it's another hunk of it right there. That's a piece of scat right there at the end of my finger. Piece of it here. That's definitely not a raccoon. Definitely porcupine.
I say she had babies.
Definitely porcupine.
Babies.
Another piece here. Big chunk there. Look at that. They're fair size. They got big fingers, right? But that's a smaller piece. Is that the same animal? Or a different animal? Because it's a smaller piece of it. So anyways, I would taste it and see to verify, but I'm not going to go there today. Sad though. We hope to get another harvest of beans out of here before we had to shut her down, but I guess it's pretty well time to shut her down for the year. And again, he ate the corn, he ate everything, so.
I think that
She thinks it's a she.
with babies.
With babies. Whole family. Well, I'm glad we fed the whole family anyway. Well, most of the garden here in front of the camp too is didn't do much this year. Didn't produce as much we were hoping to. The bee balm did well. Cindy likes the bee balm, but we got a few climbing beans here. But at least again, we're lucky that we harvested so much out there earlier in the year that it wasn't a total loss. And our fire ban is down to a fire restriction. Look at the cobwebs. Can you see them in this fire pit? It's full of cobwebs. We're going to take care of that tonight. We're going to kick back and we're going to light a fire. So we're going to get a little bit of, we just picked a couple strawberries. Have a little bed over there. They did okay because we had them covered. The critters couldn't get at them. So anyways, what we're going to do a bit later on, some of the dry wood in here, just the dead fall down stuff, the small stuff. I'm going to cut a little bit of it up here to make a fire. And I've actually got another collaboration to show you guys. It's just a little electric chainsaw. So I'm going to use that for a bit and maybe cut up some wood here in a little bit. But anyways, just kicking back, enjoying the day. Love being back at the off-grid cabin. Cindy's eating strawberries. Look at the smile. Just like a kid in the candy store.
Better than candy.
Better than candy. Yes, sir. Well, as I was saying earlier, guys, we're going to go in the woods here in a minute. We're going to get some, it's old deadfall, just small stuff. There's actually a piece in there. One piece is probably 6-inch though, but it's dry because we're going to have a fire here later. The guys from Yard Care actually reached out to me. A company called Yard Care. It's a little 18-volt cordless chainsaw, 12-inch bar on this guy. It actually has a chain brake on it, a functional chain brake. Nice little saw, and they call it a top handle saw. It's got the handle is on top to grab it here, so you can use it as a one-hander, and it's designed almost like an arborist saw for climbing trees and limbing, because on the back here it even has a hook for hooking on a strap, hooking it onto your gear as you're climbing a tree. But we want to check this thing out and see, oh, by the way, it has an automatic oiler even. Oil tank here on the side. It's got a hands-free chain adjuster on this side. All you do is loosen this off, tighten this wheel, and it tightens up your chain. And again, a nice 12-inch chain on it, 12-inch bar. To turn it on, you hold that button for a second. There you go. When you hold this, it powers up. This saw works really good. It has eco mode and it has power mode, and you can switch between the two. That's power mode and that's eco mode. So we're going to take this out back here. We're actually going to try it. We're going to cut a few little sticks with this thing, see how it makes that. See how it cuts here. Oh, that's impressive. Wow, very nice. The chain speed is 10 meters per second on eco and 13 meters per second on power mode. So this chain is actually going really quick on this saw. It's pretty fast. Check it out. Whoops. This cuts fast. That's all I'm going to use for the fire pit. Let's try this. Wow, that cuts good. Nothing wrong with that.
How's the battery doing?
Well, it still shows full.
Okay.
It'll burn tonight. Cuts good. That's a pretty good test right there. That's not bad. That's not bad. Thank you so much, Yard Care, for your little saw. And it works good because of the automatic oiler too. You can see there's oil on the bar, so not a bad little saw for the value. Check it out on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description of the video. Yard Care.
For the win.
Saturday morning, we had a nice fire last night. Sat around the fire pit for a while. I didn't bother videoing any of it. It's Sunday. So anyways, what I got to do now is, I haven't mowed the lawn in 2 months here because it's been such a drought. We're right in the middle of a drought right now. So I haven't mowed, but what I got to do is get the tractor out here in just a little bit. I'm going to mow the lawn. Got a flat tire in the back. I got to put air in that. I got to do an oil change on it before I use it. Ended up, I got gas in the oil. The carburetor leaks on it a little bit, and it'll bleed down into the oil. And I've got a fuel shut off. I forgot to turn it off. Well, got gas in the oil again. So, anyways, you might wonder why that's in the back of the truck. We have a huge dilemma at the house right now. As anybody knows, we're on a drought. We have a surface well at home on the house. Basically a concrete pipe sticking out of the ground. It's 24-inch pipe, I think. And normally the water is, it's a spring, and normally the water is about 3 feet from the top. Right now it's down probably 8. It's probably down 5 feet from the top. There's about a foot left on the pickup in the bottom. We've had to stop using the well. We had to shut it right down, and we've been hauling water. So what a pain in the ass, but I bought 2 of the white 55-gallon drums, and I've got 2 of them home. So what I'm going to do, and what we've already, this is our second time doing this, is I got to haul a water tank home full of water. And actually I'm going to haul a water tank home that's basically about half full. And I've got a fitting to put on the tank, and I've got one of the 55-gallon drums sitting on the ground, and then I've got one up in the back deck behind the house. What I did last time is I just filled the one on the ground. I just hooked a piece of pipe, and I didn't have a fitting or anything to go on the water tank, and blah blah blah. Anyways, I used buckets to go. I filled the one on the ground, used buckets to fill the one on the deck, and then filled the one on the ground again. But what I'm going to do this time is take the sump pump hose, and I'm going to actually pump water from the one on the ground up to the one on the deck. But anyway, we've been hauling brook water home and using it, and this is the ridiculous part. Anybody can give me a little insight on why and how this is possible. But anyway, the water home in the well is about 550 ppm right now, and I've got a TDS meter. It's called Total Dissolved Solids, is what it's made for. And it's a very accurate one. It's not a cheap one, it's a good one. It's a $100 one. And I keep an eye on the water at home. So anyways, the water at home right now is about 520, somewhere in that range, which is brutally high. So we haven't been using it. There's a well, a spring up the road where people have been getting drinking water, the locals in the community, for years. That spring, the water's about 120 right now. And it's crystal clear, and that's what we've got here for drinking water and all that. Anyways, last week I took a tank, or 2 weeks ago now. We can go 1 week on a 55-gallon barrel. It's enough to get us by. But anyway, 2 weeks ago I hauled it home, and I said to Cindy, I said, this is brook water out of this brook right now. And I said to her, I said, we got to check the ppm in this water. I said, what do you think it's going to be? And she said, I don't forget what she said, 130 or something. And I figured about 300, right? I tested it. No shit. It's 20. So how is it possible? 20 ppm. And I took the meter out of that one right in the spring water and checked it right after, 130, which, you know, gives you readings or whatever, you know what you're dealing with. Right down here beside the camp. I still got a pretty good reservoir here in the brook, as you can see. Still quite a bit of water in here. There's some needles on top, but thank God my sump pump is down under. And this water right now is still so pure that, get a load of this. I have that reverse osmosis. I have that portable reverse osmosis machine. That makes it 20. This brook water is as pure, basically, as what's coming out of a reverse osmosis machine. But it can't be, it's impossible. It can't be that pure. There has to be some impurities in it. But the water is 20 ppm. So our big issue at the house, there's two of them, I guess. One is, you know, finances. It costs a fortune to get a well drilled. Don't have the money to do it right now. Number two is my backyard is not really accessible to a well drilling rig. They're a big machine, a big truck. And the way my house is set up now, I put a shed on one side and I'm on a narrow little street. And to get a rig backed in, even if I move the shed out of there for, you know, an 8x16, and that's no easy endeavor either. If I somehow move that shed, I'd have to take down about a 30-foot cedar tree and to get them to back in close to where the existing ground well is. Number two idea, there's a vacant lot behind the property. There's a big ditch, and it's behind our garden. I would have to get a culvert basically put in, load of gravel put in. They could come in through that way. But we're in a drought, and the next 4 days there is zero sign of rain coming, absolutely none. I'm terrified that the ground's going to freeze up before we get our water back. And if it is, we're screwed. We need water, obviously, to live. Everybody does. And again, we can get drinking water down the road. You got to shower, you got to wash stuff, you got to flush the toilet. Sad as it is, Monday we're going to go to a laundromat and do a couple loads of laundry in town because we just can't do it right now. Our well is literally drying up at the house. So not a good thing to be doing right now. And anyways, I'm going to call a couple companies around. I'm going to get them to come look, and I want a couple opinions on if there's anything I can possibly do, and then a quote on approximately how much money. And I know it's a pile, so, and we just don't have it, so I don't know what we're going to do. But anyway, I'm going to change oil on my lawn tractor and mow my lawn. Makes me happier than worry about running out of water. Oh, well, wouldn't you know it? We can't win no matter what we do. Got the lawn mowed anyway, get the lawn tractor up, get that all done. And we had a fire last night because you guys saw us use that little chainsaw yesterday, the little yard care electric saw. We fired up lots of wood. We had a nice little burn last night, and I figured, nah, we didn't even bother getting the camera out. We'll have a fire tomorrow night, and we'll get the camera out and burn. Burn restriction again. We can't have a fire. They just went full fire ban, meaning it was restricted before. You could burn from 8 at night until 8 in the morning. Now it's gone full red, meaning you can't burn anything. So it's going to be a little bit of a bummer. Planned on doing that tonight with Cindy, kicking back and enjoying a fire. We were going to use the hot tub, but I never brought the portable heater I was going to use to heat that up. So we're kind of shit out of luck, I guess, this weekend. We're going to have to sit and entertain each other and probably watch a bunch of silly movies on YouTube. Brutal. This is pretty freaky. You guys got to see this. We're behind the woodshed here. This tree, this great big tree here, for years since I bought the place, way up there, it had a great big widowmaker in it. It had about a 5-foot long piece that would kill you if it hit you. Well, Cindy would just come out through here and she said, "What's this on the ground? Where'd this come from?" Well, look at this. This fell out of here between yesterday and today. This is a piece that would kill you. Well, 6 feet tall. I'm 6 feet and that's 6 feet. Isn't that freaking wild? What's the chances of that? Honest to God, that almost scares me. That's freaky. That would kill you if that ever come out of the tree and landed on you. Or at least break your back, break your neck. Brutal. And it's crazy now. A little backstory on that one too, or not a backstory, but I did through my shop, I did the warranty work for Sears Canada for 9 years. And I had to do a call for a customer, it'd be like 10 years ago now, working his lawn tractor in his garage. And when I got there, the poor guy couldn't come out and see me because he was literally bedridden in the house. He had a broken neck because he was at his camp walking through the woods somewhere, and a tree branch similar to that got him right across the back of and it broke his neck. And he's luckily today he's walking, he's doing fine. That one there, that would have been a Widowmaker. That is freaking crazy. Anyways, we're down here. We're going to pump some water. We got the little pecker all fired up here, the Peckeron, and ready to go. So what I'm going to do, you got your phone with you? No. I want to time how long it takes to do this. I'm going to see how long it actually takes to pump half a tank of water into this water cell with my submersible sump pump. And I'm running an 1.25 inch hose up through to it. But we're talking, it's an old, beat, cheap submersible. I think it used to be 1,800 gallon an hour is what they rated it at, but it's not nearly that much. And it's pushing quite a distance. It's pushing 50 feet. You know, the truck is way over there on the other side of the wood pile. So it's pretty good that this thing will even push that far. Again, the old beat to crap sump pump. So Cindy is going to start a timer here in a minute. We're going to see how long it takes. All right. Just turn the pump on. There she goes. You can see it down there. Hope's no fish. Follow the hose, follow the hose, follow the hose. Look how far it goes, right? Follow the hose, look how far it goes. There she goes. This is your standard 1,000-liter tank, empty. We got a big old leak here in the hose. It's leaking terrible. We're gonna see how long it takes. Stay tuned. So anyways, while we're waiting for the tank to fill here, my biggest concern at the house, and it's gonna be critical, I'm already scared that the groundwater level, again, we have a surface well that would normally wouldn't be quite 8 feet probably from the bottom, and the pipe comes about 2 feet above ground. It's concrete culvert sticking up out of the ground. It goes down in about 4 feet, gets a little bigger, and goes down about another 4. I've never had an issue. I get super hard water, a high iron. The iron content's crazy, and it's super high iron. But anyways, it's so low now, and I'm terrified that if by winter, if we don't get some substantial freaking rain, that it's going to stay low once the ground freezes up. Look at all these green pine cones. You can hear them hitting all day. They're everywhere. You hear them thumping on the roof of this. You hear them hitting your cart there. I'm so afraid that the ground is going to freeze up before we get any kind of water. Our well may not come back. This is okay temporary, what I'm doing here. And this. Thank God I've got the luxury that I can do this right now because it's getting us out of a bind. Even though, again, we're going to have to go to a laundromat for the first time since I've been in my house in 18 years because we can't use the water out of the well to do wash. And I could hillbilly this and set it up, and I could take a barrel home, pump water into the washer and do it at home. But it takes 30 to 45 gallons just to do a load because we just have a standard washing machine, right? So I'm going to call a couple well drilling companies. I'm going to get them to come in, and I'm going to get, an estimate and see what they think. Like I was saying, in the backyard, the front yard is almost out of the question. I'd have to lose a 30-foot cedar tree, and I'd have to move an 8x16 shed, which is full of stuff. That would be a nightmare just to have to do that. And then I don't know if I get the truck in, or a well truck. But from the back, there's a ditch there. There's a deer fence we put across this year, which is just steel poles driven into the ground with plastic netting on it. That would have to move. A couple of my big cedars across the back of my property would have to go. And then I'd have to throw a bunch of stuff in. There's a ditch between my property, and it's almost like a driveway, and behind my property it's vacant land in there. I'd have to get their permission to do this, the vacant land, clear a bunch of alders and everything, and make a path just to get the well drilling truck into the yard so he can do his job. What a nightmare. What a nightmare. What a thing we don't need to happen right now. And it's real, and it's happening, so we're running out of freaking time. It is September 13th today, so we're already halfway through September. Ground is going to start freezing up fairly soon, and if we get no serious amount of water down very soon, we're in trouble. Big trouble. I might make videos of it from the house and just show the progress and what's going on. But we've been at her how long here?
7 minutes.
7 minutes. Water's already up to here in the tank. We're almost a quarter full. 7 minutes in. And look how clear it is. It's ridiculous how clear that water looks. It looks Again, when I test that with my meter, my TDS meter, it's 20 ppm. It's a bit acid on this, on the acid scale, alkalinity wise. It's about 5. You gotta, you know, if you want to use it on, and it's a bit acid, but other than that, not good, not good at all. Boys, this is pretty good. 16 minutes and 30 seconds. And this thing is half full already. 16 minutes. Because the truck's leaning a bit this way, it's already over on this side. That water is nice and clear looking in there. It's not right dirty. And now what we got to do at home is I've got an 1.25 inch fitting on it here too. It's leaking a tiny bit there. 1.25 inch fitting on there. I'm just going to use a piece of sump pump hose, run it off, just gravity into a 55-gallon drum, and then I put another one up in the deck. And I'm going to take the sump pump hose this week. Instead of I did it with buckets last week. This week I'll take a sump pump, push the water up. Then we take buckets in the house. Then we flush the toilet in the house just like we do here in the winter. Put buckets of water down. At least we can still function. We can shower that way. I have that portable Bouge RV water heater and all that. And we put that right in the bathroom. We had a shower with it the other night. So you got to do what you got to do. But again, situation critical, and I probably will video that from home too for you guys and just show you what the update in the situation is. But it's not good at all right now. But at least I have a tank of water and a quick way to fill it. 16.5 minutes. That's really good to fill that up, or half full. So you could fill that thing in 25. She's right to the top. 25 or 30. We're not sure. Yeah, the good old dreaded Sunday morning. We gotta get out of here soon. I can show you guys that tree I cut last week. We got a pile of wood out of that. Actually got that all split and racked up. Wood rack is full, and it actually did this from here up. That and all this was all one friggin' tree. So anyways, it's time to head to the house. It's time to head to the house with a tank full of water on the truck. I have to call a well drilling company this week and see if I have any options at all, because we're very, very nervous. There's still a 7-day forecast, no rain coming. So thank God, at least with that, and with my submersible pump and stuff with this tank. And this is what I use. That's all my submersible is nothing special. Submersible pump, that's a Mastercraft. I don't even have a pickup screen on it anymore. I took it off the bottoms. It restricted it. It pumps even faster. I could fill this tank in a half hour, that thing out of the brook. So great to have you guys along. Like and subscribe and share the videos and all that. But if I get into doing something at the house, a saga of the well drilling thing, I'll probably video it and might make some decent content out of it. So, because the problem is the back of the property, they're gonna have to definitely change some things around a bit. Take down a deer fence we put up, fill in a ditch with maybe a bunch of logs and get some planks across. But before I do any of that, I gotta get a well driller or two in and get a couple different opinions on if I have any options at all and what it's gonna cost, because we're poor and really can't afford to do any of them. So, but anyway, if you guys enjoyed your time here, we did as always. From Chicken Nugget and I, live simply, remain grateful. We'll talk to you guys very soon. Hope you got water.